I'm curious, since we're going into the rich-poor conversation, what would you say are the top 3 to 5 rules on money if you could boil it down to 3 to 5?
It's a game. The number one rule is it's a game. You're playing a game. It's that simple. If you look at it as a game, just like anything, you can get better at it, right? Like whatever game you play. If you play Uno, if you play Monopoly, if you play Clue, if you play Jenga, if you play Fortnite, anything you play, you're going to get good. I remember in my time, I was playing Fester's Quest. I played Zelda, but it was also, what was the Mario Kart? Is it Super Mario Kart? And you know how you would do the 3 jumps and then bam, it's going fast. And I would beat this time, 32 seconds. I was so proud of it, but I played it 50,000 times, right? So the game with money, it's exactly what it is. Once you learn how to play the game with money, then it has to do with timing, then it has to do with different kind of things. Like, a year ago, I get a call from a guy who needs cash. It's okay. So
he needs an investment.
He has something he has to sell immediately to get cash in return, okay? Because he needs the money right away. So it's okay. So what are you selling? He says it's the 2 greatest Wayne Gretzky cards. And a top sold in 2016 for $205,000. So 2 cards combined sold in 2016 for $600,000. And I said, okay, what do you want to sell it for?
He's like, $600,000.
Yeah, of course he wants to. I said, I'm not going to pay you that. I mean, he wants $650,000. So I'm not going to pay you that. But we talked about it. And eventually he gave me a number, right? And it was still a number. I had to still cough up, $500,000 check to the guy. So I like greatness. I like anybody that just goes and crushes it with their game, right? So I buy this card. So I buy the card. I don't think much of it.
1 card, not 2.
2 cards. It's both of them. I bought both of them, yeah.
Wow.
So the other guy who owns the card wouldn't sell his card for $1 million if you paid it to him. So here's what I do know.
2 guys own the card.
Me and the other guy. There's only 2 of us, okay? You paid $1 million, he won't sell it to you. So that means there's only one in the market, because it's me, because I'm willing to sell it, right? Yeah. So it's on eBay right now. If you go on eBay right now, you type in Wayne Gretzky OPG, it's on market right now for $1 million, right?
Wow.
One of them is on the market for $1 million, the other one's on the market for $400,000. So you asked me for a rule of money, I had cash. If I don't have cash like that, I can't double my money that quickly. So we just talked about 3 of them. Money's a game. You need cash because opportunity is going to come up, and it's a doubles game. So if I put it down,
game.
It's a doubles game. Everything about money is a doubles game.
What's that mean?
A doubles game to me is I pay you $1,000. Can we double it in 6 months? No. How long? In 12 months? Okay, no problem. I'll do a double in a year. Here's $1,000. I get a double back, right? So if you take 1,000 and you double it every year, what happens? 1,000 goes into 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 256, 5, 12, $1 million. $1,000 is 9 doubles away from $1 million.
Wow.
Now you take $1 million and see what happens if we double it 9 times. 1 million goes into 2 million, 4 million, 8 million, 16 million, 32, 64, 128, 256, 5, 12, $1 billion. $1 million is 10 doubles away from $1 billion.
But how do you find the doubles?
Well, that's the game. That's the part of the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So the doubles now becomes investment opportunities. What you buy into. Do you start a company where it has a high value, you can really scale it and finding something that can scale? Do you invest into things that are going to give you 6, 8, 10%, or are you going to go play ball and take the risk? That's the game. So you got to find those, and they're out there, by the way. They're out there. Warren Buffett's a doubles game. All these guys are doubles game. And
a lot of investing in businesses.
Yes. I'm a business guy. I'm not a real estate guy. There are people that are, and by the way, that doesn't mean real estate doesn't work. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense for me to say. There's real estate billionaires everywhere. Our president is a real estate billionaire. So for me to knock real estate would have no value to it. But for me, I'm more about, I have an idea. What are you guys doing? Me and Tiffany are thinking about starting a marketing company. Okay, how can this thing scale? Well, let me tell you what we got. We got 3 packages, boom, boom, boom. Who's going to be target audience? We're going to be targeting people in this world. Okay, interesting. How much are they going to pay? We foresee us doing $6 million a year in revenue within 24 months. And I'll tell you one more would be, you have to be maniacal about being patient. I mean, you have to be patiently aggressive. Patiently aggressive. It's so tough to do.
Because you want your money to double now.
Exactly.
But it might take 10 years.
Yeah, but if you are willing to do the 10 years, it may double 40 times. It may double 30 times. Like when Bezos said, just hang tight. I'm not going to give you dividends. Just trust me on this. Trust me on this, right? And at the beginning, if you've heard the story where he goes and raises $2 million, $50,000 from 40 people. That's what, $2 million. And he gives them 20%.
Wow.
20%.
He gives up 20% of that $2 million.
He gives them 20% just for $2 million. You know what that 20% is worth today? $200 billion.
gosh.
That's the point. So can you imagine 1994 Amazon gets started? Forget about you put 2 million. Just say you put 50 million.
Wow.
Just put you put 50,000. What is 0.5% of a $1 trillion company right now? 0.5%. You're still a half a billionaire.
Wow.
Your 50,000 is worth $500 million, give or take whatever the numbers we're doing right. The point is, that is a massive victory. The guy who put $10,000 and he gave it to Berkshire Hathaway in 1974, I don't know if you've heard this story. You know, Warren Buffett is starting, he says, I'll give you $10,000. Never touches the money, goes back to his regular job, makes $100,000 a year. You know how much that have you read this article?
No, tell me.
The $10,000, if you go on Business Insider, you pull it up, is worth $780 today.
780
million.
Wow.
Never did anything to it. So that's the part about patiently aggressive.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do. But
So
the
hard to
doubles
do.
get bigger later on. Once you're identifying that part, then it's figuring out your own talents that you have. And once I know my talents, where can my talents be used? You know, if you're a numbers guy, what industry can use your talents? Well, maybe it's finance, economy, investment banker. You know, maybe it's on that side. If it's a creative side, maybe I'm going to go be on the marketing side. Maybe I want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to be in front of camera. I want to be the support person. Then you say, well, I'm not a good number one guy. I'm a good number 2 person. I'm a number 3 person. Then you have to find out your positioning at the point of your life. Tom was the former president of our company, PHP. One of the best decisions was hiring this guy. And I said, so Tom, let me ask you a question. In your life, you guys sold Jam Dad for $780 million. You got a massive exit, but you were the number 6 guy. How come you don't want to be the number 1 guy? He says, good question. He gave me the best answer. He says, you realize I'm 54 years old at the time when we were talking. He says, it took me 54 years to realize I'm not a good number 1.
54 years.
54 years to realize I'm not a good number 1.
What would have happened if you'd have realized that at 30?
That's the point. Every one of his biggest checks he ever got, he was the number 5, the number 4, or the number. Every time he was number 1, the company didn't do well.
Interesting.
So sometimes we want to be number 1, but maybe you're not a number 1. Sometimes you want to be MJ, but maybe you're Scotty. Sometimes you want to be MJ and Scotty, but maybe you're John Paxson and Steve Kerr. Maybe you're somebody that later on is going to be the general manager of the Chicago Bulls. Your name is John Paxson. Maybe you're going to be a great coach. Years later winning 3 out of 5 championships. Your name is Steve Kerr. But you got to play your game with your strength. You may be a number 6 right now, but you may eventually be a good number 1. Maybe it's just
in
not
a different
time.
role,
in
a different package,
Yes, but it's the sequencing, man. Everything is sequencing.
What does sequencing mean for you? What is that?
Sequencing to me means, okay, if you wake up every day, you have a sequence of what you do. Okay, like what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Mostly meditate.
Okay, what's the next thing you do?
Make my bed.
And then what's the next thing you do?
Brush my teeth, shower.
Okay, that's a sequence.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what if I wake up and the first thing I do is I shower first? Okay, then I go eat, then I put my clothes on, then I go to work, and I say sometime throughout the day I'm going to meditate. I just messed the whole sequence up. What is the foundation of what I'm starting the day with, right?
Yeah.
What is the sequence of what I'm going to be doing next? If every decision you're about to make next, whether it's marriage, having kids, business partnership, a joint venture, if everything you did, you stepped away from the world, your girl, your mom, your dad, your peers, your family, you went to a restaurant, you sat there with a piece of paper saying, okay, I'm thinking about marriage. What do I need to do next? What's the next move I need to make? Then you go, I don't know if that's number 1. I think that's number 3. And you play that game. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's like playing chess. It's like, these master chess players, they know their next 10 or 15 moves. The amateurs were like, here we go. This is what I'm going to do. And these guys are like,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah. They see it in the future.
It's all sequencing.